In the heart of Europe, children were sold like commodities in private markets. This practice, one of the numerous humanitarian shortcomings in the West, functioned as a kind of slavery system until it was recognized as such and abolished by law only in 1974 in a country like Switzerland, which prided itself on direct democracy and the protection of human rights and freedoms. For many years, this topic became a taboo in Switzerland's public discourse, overshadowed and continues to be concealed. In the 1800s, when agriculture still relied entirely on manual labor due to the lack of mechanization, the Swiss state and the church devised a unique method to meet the cheap labor demand on farms: Kinder or contract child laborers. Children of those indebted to the state, divorced couples, those from different ethnic backgrounds, or those with parents deceased or in prison were placed with other families through state and church approval to work. Under the guidance of priests, children gathered from families were either leased to farms or sold at child markets in cities, where even 4-year-olds were auctioned for work on farms or in households. Often purchased by farm owners in need of cheap labor, these children parted ways with their parents, never to see them again. From that moment on, there was no one to search for them, listen to their problems, or protect them from abuse or torture. These children couldn't eat with other family members, and beatings were commonplace. Many suffered mistreatment from their new families, experiencing psychological and physical abuse. School and education were distant dreams for most. Among them were those who had experienced sexual abuse as young children, and some even died because they weren't taken to the doctor when they were sick. Thus, these children, living in stables alongside animals, often with only a sack for clothes, barefoot, and almost always hungry, became an accepted part of societal life. Because they were children saved by the state policy, freed from crime-ridden poor families, they were considered a usual, accepted part of society. Statistics from Bern Canton indicate that around 10% of children were in this status during that time. In 1930, 20% of all agricultural workers were child slave laborers under the age of 15. Of these, 35,000 were brought to light. However, the actual number is believed to be more than double this. Between the 1920s and 1972, the number of contract children raised by foreign families is estimated to be hundreds of thousands. In an interview held on February 13, 2012, in Biel or Bienne, Switzerland, some Kinder witnesses shared their experiences. Johann, they never allowed me to eat in the kitchen with them. I lived in a windowless hut next to the house and had my meals there. Werner, in winter, they would sew my trouser pockets shut. I couldn't put my hands in my pockets. They said if you work, you'll stay warm. Alice, I was very happy when I started school because no one hit me here. Peter, after becoming Kinder at the age of 4, I lost faith in people. They were very bad. There was only work and beatings every day. Johanna Spyri, a Swiss author who lived from 1827 to 1901, wrote Heidi, one of the most widely read children's books today, which has been adapted into films and animated series. It is said that Heidi, running barefoot in the Alpine mountains in the snow, was also a Kinder. These children were the true architects of the farms that contributed greatly to Switzerland's development. The exploitation of these children enriched both the state and the farms.